Yeah, Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Fed up with the same news, no channel to use. Cruise control mentalities, here we offer you. We gon' show you a new way. The content, it never strays from positive and uplifting. Once a week, the scope gifted. With the presence of your eyes, what a distraction. Beautiful to soul, especially in action. This year not ration, came in abundance. Films like in Sundance, tech like the pop art. Dr. Queen, you are Curtis, a beast heart. You must carry, cause MCs they all vary. And seldom do they motivate. World full of hate, we serve the hope on a plate across different platforms. Let's hear a buffet, hydration like Boucher. Don't focus on a day, we always here for you. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, go make them yours. What we run is Olympic, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, go make them yours. What we run is Olympic, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. Now you award winner with no award tours. This culture meets the art. Podcast with the heart and essence of the growth. The power's in the people. Without you, we ain't equal. What we lack is ego. We're back now, so here we go. Run the show like Arsenio. Episodic, our rituals, minds change through visual representation of our nation and its differences. Some explanation of our uniqueness and innocence. Mass media's intention is to desensitize. We raise the wise and knowledge is power. Without it, we turn coward and proud of a known product. Like we could take it with us. I wish the greats were still alive and here with us, but it is what it is. We're left here to share our gift, and that's precisely what we'll do with it. Shape shift and fluidly, we can pass this test and still in our unity, elevating through stress. Yes, MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, go make them yours. What we run is Olympic, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, go make them yours. What we run is Olympic, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. Yeah. It's up to you. You got your torch now. MediaScope. We here for you, you, and you. We got it all. Tech, pop, music. We got it all. Tech, pop, music. We got it all. Yeah. 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 Tech, pop, music. We got it all. We got it all. We got it.
What's up? We got it all. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another week of the livest, in my opinion, show on the interwebs, media, tech, and pop culture show on the interwebs. This is MediaScope, and guess who I am? My name is Tachi. I'm a media professor, a filmmaker, a media content producer. I am also a journalist. Every week, we meet here to talk media, tech, and pop culture fun, and with a lot of foolishness. But it's not just me, ladies and gentlemen. Guess who else is here? MC Curtis. What's up, MC?
Hey, what's going on?
You sound excited as per usual. What's going on in your world?
I'm about to see that our guests got cocktails. So happy to oblige.
The cocktails are for them. I already say I have. You cannot act right. The cocktails are for them. Can you let the guests have some? None for you. Afterwards.
Cocktails, so I have to, fall in suit.
Are you going to do the ice?
I think I might.
Nothing is sacred. Anyway. Okay, you can have one. How about that?
Appreciate you.
Well, our director of libation is not here yet. So when she gets here, the food truck gets here, then you can have one. But I need you to be at least a little bit cognizant while we have guests. Can we do that?
We're going to have to talk to
Sir?
her about make sure that she's signing in on time.
Because the lush needs his libation. So God forbid she get here late. This is the second day we just hired her. Serena Wills, where are you? Here we go. I see I'm going to have to get a whole new crew. Anyway, what's up, everyone? What's this, MC?
No, we're just going to have to adjust her time card.
I'm mad you're giving her time cards. Can you worry about what you have to do? Never mind about the minister of libation. Huh? Anyway, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for being here. We are super excited because, yes, as MC Curtis said, we have guests today, and I'm really excited about these guests. And they do have libation in hand, apparently. So, you see, I should have told you all not to do that because you got MC Curtis started. But that's okay. Hopefully, we finish the broadcast on time, knowing MC Curtis and his libation. But anyway, let me say what's up to everybody. All of you on Facebook Live, what's up? Everybody on LinkedIn Live, how's it going? Those of you on Twitter there is no more Periscope, Twitter, what's going on? If you are joining us on WJMSradio.com, what's up in the world of WJMSradio.com? And guess what? Those of you that are listening in Nassau, Bahamas on 107.1 FM, welcome. We'll have some communion for you after. Since MC Curtis thinks that's all you eat, communion. Oh, MC, I can't with you. All right. So without any further ado, we're going to get to our guests. Thank you all so much for being here. And I do want to say ahead of time, if you have questions, comments, please put them on the screen. Show them love. Please don't feel apprehensive about asking them anything. But before we get on, Scott is here. What's up, Scotty? Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Tony Mobley, month of Sunday since I've seen you. He is on Facebook. He says, good evening, Dr. Tachi. Good evening. And look who's here. Mike Hines. What's up, Mike Hines? Thank you. I like to look vibrant. I'm looking vibrant for you all and for the guests. And then Terry Johnson, what's up? She says, what's up, MediaScope fam? What is up to the MediaScope Massive? Without any further ado, if you have not been paying attention to IG, that's Instagram, I need you to start paying attention. You know, this pandemic really did a large thing not the pandemic, but IG Live really did a large thing in the midst of the pandemic by giving us a platform to speak on, to share things on. Now, these platforms have always existed, but they really have blown up since the pandemic. And my guests coming up next have always been wanting, I think, to do this, and this just gave them the opportunity to do that. Or maybe they didn't. We'll talk to them about that. But we have the guests, or the young men from the Gentleman's Corner, who are coming up next. So after a brief introduction, if MC Curtis can do it right, we will have them come on. MC, let's have the intro, and then we'll have the Gentleman's Corner. What's up, brothers? How are you?
Hey, what's going on? How you doing, my sister?
Hey.
I am fantastic. You don't understand how geeked I am to have you all here, all four of you at once. This is absolutely amazing. What's going on?
Awesome. Everything's good.
Thank you for having us on here. Just blessed to be here.
Oh, no. Well, I'm blessed to have you here. So I'm super excited to have you here. And we're going to get into it because we have a lot to talk about in this hour. Well, now less than an hour that we have, because you guys have a show tonight. Your show is tonight, so I don't want to keep you any longer than is necessary.
Take the time that you need.
Yeah, okay, fantastic. So let's do this. Let's go around. We are going to introduce you. Let's start with, since up here to my right is Paul. Let's start with Paul. Paul, introduce yourself.
Paul Goldsboro, from Philadelphia, but live in Houston, Texas. One of the co-creators of the Gentleman's Corner and co-producers of the Gentleman's Corner.
Fantastic. All right. Raquel, also known as McLean.
Yes, how you doing? Great.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Great. My name is Raquel Mclean. I'm from Memphis, and I am a host on here on the Gentleman's Corner, and just happy to be here. And we are ready to give you all the information that you need.
Oh, fantastic. I'm ready for all the information you can give me. In the center, we've got Mr. Copeland. John Copeland, come front and introduce yourself.
Lord. Okay, my name is John Copeland. I am originally from New York, currently residing in Avondale, Arizona. I am one of the co-hosts and co-producers and your unintentional host of the Gentleman's Corner.
Fantastic. Unintentional. Okay, we're going to get to that in a minute, but I believe there's nothing that is unintentional. You were supposed to be there. And last but not least, in his tie, looking proper with the waves nice and laid, we've got Monty. Monty, come on down and introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Monty Moss. I'm from Newark, New Jersey, and I'm the co-host on the Gentleman's Corner Live with the three other gentlemen. And blessed to be here. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Wow, you sounded really broadcastery. Am I to take it that you are a broadcast journalism major? Monty,
yes, ma'am.
You are. Okay, fantastic. Wow. Because you flipped all the way around from now you're not. So let me act nice and proper too. This is not going to last long, but I'm going to try and act nice and proper. So let's get into it. This has been a whirlwind, almost 2 years now. We're a year after the pandemic, and something happens. People start using live to connect to each other and to bring each other joy. One individual who did this was DJ D Nice. And so you all met through one of D Nice's sets, or a few of D Nice's sets. Am I correct?
Yes, correct.
Yes, we connected that way. Yeah, we all connected. Yes, Club Quarantine.
Fantastic. All right. Well, why you four? What is it why was it you four that got together and decided to do this? I'm sure you connected with a lot of other people in there, but what was it about you four that said, we need to do this type of show? We need to have these types of conversations, and anybody can answer.
John, go ahead. Let you start it.
Well, honestly, there was only a few gentlemen in the club. So the gentlemen kind of clung together once we found each other. One night Paul was on a live with someone and I liked his message, and we had chatted back and forth in the club, and he reached out to me and he and I talked for hours, probably to about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, about issues and things that we wanted to talk about, and like this communication gap between men and women. That we had all of these ideas that we wanted to put out to the masses, and we were trying to figure out how to do it. And so that was basically the concept of the Gentleman's Corner. And so we decided to do it a week after we talked. And we figured if we got 5 people, then we would be good. Like, I was like, okay, that's cool. But it's turned into something completely different.
Wow. So when you say sorry, was somebody else going to add to that?
No, that was just me saying absolutely.
Okay. No. Okay, great. But John, you said completely different. What was the original intent?
Honestly, the original intent was, like I said, Paul and I were just going to have this thing. We were going to have a conversation. I never intended it was just conversation between guys, the way the guys talk and the communication between guys. That was basically what the concept of it was. And because I'm not the type of person that wants to be in front, I was like, okay, we can have this conversation. We'll have a couple other people come on, and you can bring me on from time to time, and this is what we'll do. And we didn't expect the audience that we got, literally. And Paul and I, we still joke about this. We literally were like, if we get 5 people in here, then we've done well. And if it doesn't work out, we're cool, and we gave it a shot. Well, the first show we had over 100 people. And wow. The messages that came afterwards was like, we really need this. We love the conversation. We love your being real and being honest. And so it made us realize that there really was a lane for this. But we thought it was kind of a fluke. And the next week, the same thing happened. So it was like, okay, we do have something here. And so we then decided that, okay, you know what, we need to try to actually cultivate this into a show. And that's really how it started. And it's just grown from there.
Yeah,
Wow.
John left out that he's one of the co-creators also of the show. He left out of all of his titles, you know, co-creator, co-host, unintentional host. He's that guy.
The man.
So, but what?
Yes,
he really is.
This was not.
Don't say it. It's your lane.
Yeah, this was not my lane. I did not. No, okay, I won't say it. I won't say it. But yeah, this was never my intention. My intention was, I thought the concept was great. I thought the idea was great. But I never wanted to be like the face of it or be in front of it.
Okay.
And it just naturally happened. And I think because I've always been transparent and honest and vulnerable, that resonated with people. And so it drew people in. And then and then with Paul and his point of view, and then Raquel, and then we brought Monty in later, you had all of these different points of view and opinions, and it resonated with people because we didn't run from anything, we didn't hide from anything. You know, when we feel like crying, we cry. When we feel like laughing, we laugh. Like, we're just who we are. And I think through this pandemic, I think we're finding that is the realness with people, and that's what people are looking for, is that authenticity and being genuine. We brought that to this show.
Absolutely. There is I watch you all every week, and there is a level of humility and, like you said, authenticity that is unparalleled, in my opinion. And so from that, you people would think that you have been doing this for a while, right? I mean, everybody stumbles. I've seen the show grow in terms of, okay, now we're all going to have the same background because we want continuity and consistency. I've seen, the growth in that. No, but let me tell you, that's good, because there's so many other people that just have any rubbish behind them, but you took it seriously enough. And because I'm a production person, I value that. You took it seriously enough to say, we're all going to have the same this and that, and it looks fantastic. It makes sense. It works.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
Yeah. Absolutely. I only speak what's true. I didn't think so, I would say nothing. But it looks beautiful. So I love it. So you people would think that you have been doing this. Who was your inspiration, or who do you watch for inspiration in terms of how to do effective live streams?
I'll shoot at this one. It was like,
go ahead.
Like John said, when we first started doing the show, John kind of scared me, because when we talked about this, he goes, "Yo, and I want to do this next week." And I'm looking at him like, "Are you out of your mind? I mean, like, we gotta lay things out and everything else." And so what we literally did was, there was a lot of people that were going live. So they were going live talking about things, and I was like, okay. So we watched people go live, and we took, some of their good, some of their bads, and saw how they were doing things. But we realized that we need to come on, and one of the things that John always says, and we always try to keep as one of the formats, is to be transparent. So our show is a free-flowing show. We can change on a dime. There's a situation where we have a list of topics that we want to discuss within each show. And what happens is, something comes up as a current affair. We flip tracks and say, we have a meeting on Mondays to discuss topic for the show, showing up on Wednesdays. And we have a meeting right before on Wednesday to discuss, okay, anything changed? And I remember about maybe a month or so ago, John came on and says, "Hey, I want to change the subject. I know we were going to go here, but we're going to change it to this." So we're very transparent in everything that we're doing, and we make sure that we can. When the Breonna Taylor thing came out, George Floyd, we have, we pivoted and we moved, and we were transparent enough to say, look, that's what's happening. We can't ignore this. We have to talk about it. And so we've gone into that to do that. Our series right now on the future of the Black man, we start off about Black men staying together. And then, show last week was about the Black man's role in the family. And then tonight's show is about the Black man's role in the workplace. And that was a subject that we turned into a 3-part series. And, it's all about just being transparent and being able to tell our stories as Black men and as men in general, because it doesn't these things don't just affect a Black man itself. it affects men, and especially men of color. It does affect. So we're always very transparent. So we took from different people, but we stay true to ourselves because we are trying to be free flowing.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Go ahead, McLean. Were you going to add to that, or you?
Oh yeah,
just...
and I also want to add to that. We just free flow, free spirit, and just pro-choice. You know, just have to be there and be ready at any cost. You know, any event can rise at any time. So we want to always stay on top of that, as Paul stated, and we just want to come forth and bring our experiences along with what we bring into the people. Just give it out.
Yeah, we definitely want to stay fluid and stay topical. Like, we really have a pulse on what's going on out there. And like Paul said, we will have an agenda. Like, okay, this is what the subject's going to be. Well, but you know, the world changes so quickly that you know, something might happen that day, and we're like, you know what, that topic is not relevant right now. We need to address this, and we've done that a couple of times. So the main thing with the show is staying fluid. And staying topical with what is going on out there. And that's really been, I think, a big thing for us, and it's helped us in regards to people, because they know that you're always going to take something away from it. And you know, we might say we're going to talk about one thing, and it might morph into something completely different. You just never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. I can identify. Let me pull Monty in here, because he's just, I see you're just waiting to add to the conversation with this. and you are actually, I don't want to point this out as a bad thing. I think this is a fantastic thing. You are actually the youngest of the crew here. How is it intimidating being the youngest, and how is it working on a show where everybody is like is older than you? I don't want to say so much older, because I don't want to make it seem like you all are old. You're not.
We tell him all the time that we're double his age, live his age twice, so it's okay. We're good with it.
Okay, as long as you said it. I didn't want to say it, but
right. Yeah, I've got trouble before from saying a few words. So about, you know, but I think, you know, the thing with me is well, prior to, you know, me coming on, I had before meeting Paul and McLean, I had already knew John before the show came together. John's nephew plays for Seton Hall basketball, and me and John met already. We had already been a relationship with over a year, so it was sort of a little bit of more easier for me to transition in. I don't think it's intimidating, because I know a lot of people out there that watch the show, you know, every Wednesday, that tune into Clubhouse every Thursday, that join us, sometimes would like to hear from a younger perspective. And that was sort of all that went into it when John, you know, and Paul McLean wanted to bring me in as youngest, is to give from a young perspective. And on top of that, I'm coming from another generation, you know, different from where, you know, those guys that grew up. So it's not really intimidating. I kind of look at it as a blessing, because here are three gentlemen that have already been lived my life, my age, doubled my number twice, and they've been on different experiences that I've yet to go through. And I know for the business and the area that I want to go in, that I know I have three brothers that I can call on no matter what. And of course, all three gentlemen have been in different roles, as far as you know, Paul has been in IT and production for over 30 years. John has been in business for over 30 years. McLean has been in the school industry. So those are all different laying fields that they go through. And to have those guys on my side, to, you know, I can call them whenever, it's really a blessing. But I don't look at it as intimidating. I mean, sometimes, you know, me and Paul, and, you know, we can have our differences off camera, but he, you know, at the end of the day, it's all tough love. He gets on me, you know, when I'm wrong or when I'm not doing something right. And John and McLean do the same. They call me out, and it's all about educating me. And I couldn't be more blessed to have these guys in my life.
Wow, that's amazing. And speaking of that, so I want to continue on that trajectory, but I want to take some comments first. We have some people. Look who's here. Miss Mo is here. Hello, Miss Mo. How are you?
Oh boy.
And she is putting up some purple heart. No, see, she's being nice. She's being nice and supportive, and she put up purple hearts. See,
we love
she's
you.
being wonderful.
We love you.
We love you.
We appreciate you.
That's our sister.
She is amazing. She's a member of the CQ family. Also, Bryant Garvin says, hey,
BG.
how are you?
Oh,
Hey, how you doing, Brian?
oh, the brownies.
Oh, Chubb's Brownies in the house.
Chubb's brownies, man. Those
Brownies in the house.
amazing.
Okay.
This is Chuck Brownies.
That's
brownies.
Where's my
Brownies
brownies,
are
sir? I'm just kidding. But I'm going to. I'm going to. We've also got Chanel Witt. Hey, Chanel's got a Purple Heart up too. How are you, Chanel? Thank you so much for being here.
Hey, Chanel.
MC Curtis, guess who showed up for work?
Girl, it's about time. You stop playing.
She says, hey, MediaScope family, so Tachi and MC Curtis. This is our Minister Director of Libation. This is Serena Wills. I don't see the food truck emoji, Serena. See, this is why you have to watch who you hire, because they just show up and see, and now you're showing up out in front of guests. In front of guests. Drive that food truck up here anyway. Hello, Soror. How are you? Wonderful. She is our Director of Libation, so she'll be to it soon. Thank you for being here. Also, Cherry Johnson says this to you all. The key is being real and honest online. That is 100%. And you talked about authenticity. So I think that the audience can smell, an audience can smell deceit. An audience can smell when you're not being 100%, when you're not being truthful. Fraud is always discovered. So it is always in your best interest to bring your authentic self. And I think that's what you all have accomplished with the Gentleman's Corner. We also have Angela Goat Lightly. She says authentic conversations between men. I 100% agree. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey,
we
Angie.
agree.
We love you, Angie. We love
Yay,
you.
Angie.
Ms. Angie.
And here is my fellow Bison, Howard Bison, David Benjamin Eccles. Hello, says organic, authentic conversations with African American men. If you are not watching them, you should. We'll tell you how you can watch them tonight.
Thank you, David.
In just a little while. Debbie Dar is here, and she says it's real. It's for real. It really is.
Thanks, Deb.
Thanks, Deb.
Yeah.
Tony asks when the show airs. We'll say it again, but the show actually airs tonight at, gentlemen, you all, I know you do it on West Coast time. Is it 9? I think it's 9 p.m. Eastern. Am I correct?
Yeah, we do Eastern time. So we go 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. on the West, and 8 p.m. on the Central time zone. So that's every Wednesday on Instagram Live. We go live. Our accounts have the page on there and everything else. And then we do more of a Q&A on Thursdays on Clubhouse. And then what we do is our Gentleman Corner page we go live from John Copeland's page. And if John is not, we're still waiting for John to have the 4-way. So we had a big joke about that last week. We'll see if he still has it this week. If not, I'll start the live this week. We'll bring all the guys on. But we're on Clubhouse on Thursdays, and what we do on Clubhouse is we kind of do Q&A. So we have the conversation on Wednesdays, and then we have everybody else come to the stage on Clubhouse and ask their questions and come up and talk about different topics. So that's our show. And on Clubhouse on Thursdays we go an hour up, so it's 8 p.m. on the East, and then it's 5 on the West.
Fantastic. So
West, right?
what? 5 on the West Coast. Okay, great. So let me ask this concerning Clubhouse. What made you decide to add that in as part of your strategy for the Gentleman's Corner?
Actually, Derek actually,
honestly, Derek did.
Derek Jones. Yep. D Nice said we should. D Nice messaged us and said, "Hey, you guys need to be on Clubhouse," and we're like, "We will do it," and we're going to Clubhouse, and we set everything up, and we became. It was great that Clubhouse actually right at that time. Clubhouse actually opened up to allow us to have a club. They did the software update, and I said, "Hey guys, we made the club." We had the club, and the club is rocking. We have a lot of members of the club right now. So so that Derek D. Nice Jones was the one that actually got
it was Derek,
on the Clubhouse.
That actually did it.
All Derek.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Well, thank you, Derek. Thank you, D. Nice, for bringing them together. He's really done a lot in terms of all of us. There are so many people that obviously I didn't know, but that are doing lives and that are putting their messages out there. And I don't understand. I don't think he understands how much of a catalyst he actually is for many of us. I mean, I was already going live. This is the 6th year for MediaScope. So I've already been doing this, but there's so many people who this is like their first time doing it. And I'm so proud of everybody who's taken the leap to go live. So kudos, brothers.
Yeah,
thank you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank
you.
Yeah, Derek has been.
Serena,
he doesn't realize it. He doesn't realize the influence he has yet.
He doesn't. He does not. So Serena finally decided to drive the food truck up. So the food truck is here. People, if you want your emoji snacks, go ahead and drop the emoji snacks. It is open for business. Serena will serve you. She's late, but that's okay. She's here. Just like that song, she may not come when you want her, but she'll be here right on time. She's an on-time food truck. Yes, she is. And she has put the libations in there. MC Curtis, can you please let the guests get some before you dip your hands in it, please? Let them get it.
Us a variety, I see.
A variety of emoji libations. So that's something we do here. You put up the emoji snacks and everybody, but now we've opened a food truck, the MediaScope food truck. So she drove the food truck up. So thank you. So you better get yours because MC Curtis will drink them all. So I'm just warning you now.
Oh, MC Curtis sounds like we could be running.
Are you drinking through a straw, Curtis? Are you trying to have couth because we have guests? So you're using a straw? I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
I'm just sipping. I heard that.
That's it.
Oh my goodness.
No behavior, none. Oh, and look who is here. My cousin Ikechi is here. Hello. He says, greetings all. Good to see my darling cousin, Professor Tachi. Hello to my darling cousin that lives in Nigeria. Welcome.
Hey.
Thank you for being here, cousin. And let's see, Miss Tris Beats is here. Hey, what's up? Welcome. Thank you for being there. Scotty Bernauer says, hey there. And Serena, the food truck connoisseur, says this is great. Cheers on everything that you all are doing.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
And Miss Mo
Thank
says,
you.
I love my brothers. We love you too.
We love you, Mo.
Fantastic. So we're going to keep going. We'll get to some more comments in just a while because we've got a lot. Oh, wait. But Terry Johnson, I forgot. She has dropped the bacon wrapped shrimp with champagne. So please get them before MC Curtis does. They're here for your perusal. Thank you, Terry Johnson, for the eats and drinks. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we're going to keep going. Actually, so I have built in some fun time in here. We're going to keep going. And guys, remember, let me refresh the room. Welcome, everyone. I'm Tachi. This is MediaScope. We talk all about media tech and pop culture news. Today, we have the Fantastic Four from the Gentleman's Corner on IG Live every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. If you have not caught them, you must watch them. They are a fantastic group of men. They talk about pertinent issues, and I don't know why you wouldn't be watching. So make sure tonight, if tonight is your first night, make sure that you're there because it's going to be great. All right, so I want to do this. Before we go on, please feel free to ask questions and make comments. I'm loving the interaction. All right, so we're going to play a little bit of a game. Kind of. I've got a couple of things in there. So we're going to play Dear John, like our good friend John Copeland. Dear John. No, this is actually a nice game. So, MC Curtis, let's have all of us together. So, in this game, in Dear John, I want all of you to go around because John is, one of the spearheaders of this movement, the Gentleman's Corner movement. I want all of you to go around and tell us how John has had an impact on you through the Gentleman's Corner. And let's start with Paul, please.
Well, he scared the hell out of me the first time. I think I said earlier when he said, "Hey, let's do this show next week," and I was like, "Wait, are you nuts? Just jump in it." But John's actually. It's funny. I always say this about me and John. It's like me and John have lived the same exact life in two different bodies. He's just taller than me, and he's darker than me. But John is my brother. I've never met anybody that has such been a brother, and I'm an only child, so. He's been a brother that I have not expected, and all these gentlemen have been. But John kind of gets me off the ledge sometimes because I'm always I can be the hothead sometimes. I can be the straight at it. And me and his wife share the same birthday, so he understands how to deal with me because he deals with his wife on a daily basis. But he has been a great motivator for me throughout the whole show and everything else. There were times where I wanted to quit, and John would say, "Yo, no, we can't do this. We got to move forward." And so he's been a great guy. And I can always say, and I always give him props for it, is that being that co-creator with me and coming up with these ideas and then going, all right, that might be too much. Pull back a little bit, Paul. You went a little too much there. Pull back a little bit. Slow down. He keeps me on edge. So that brother's just been a great person for me and a great influence in my life at all times. And he still is every day. And we have great laughs.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, we're always laughing.
Oh, yeah, there's a fair amount of laughing that goes on the Gentleman's Court. Fair amount of laughing.
I got to say one more thing real quick.
Go ahead, Paul. Go ahead.
My props that I use on the show when I start off is all for John. Because I want to make John laugh. Because John's like the unintentional host. So when I come up with a prop, anybody's going to watch the show and you see me with a different prop every week. Yeah, me and Spice Adams got connections, but yeah, I want to make John laugh and comfortable. So pulling out Simpson dolls and Ernie and Bert from He-Man, it's all to make John laugh. It's just all about
I look at this and I'm like, you must have the same amount of stuff that Spice Adams has in his house. I mean, your house must be full. Your house must be full.
I thank my mom for sending me all my childhood stuff. Thank you, Mom. If you're out there watching,
wow.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. All right, let's go. We're still playing Dear John. Let's go over to McLean. McLean, how has John, say Dear John, how has he had an impact on you through the Gentleman's Corner?
I mean, if I started talking about John tonight, we'll be here sometime next week. I mean, that's just the honest to God truth. John has been one of those inspirational type brothers who's always motivating you to do more, always wants more. Very, very organized individual. He keeps us in line on so many levels. But I'm just fortunate that I was able to meet John in this virtual club. We turned into just being club members to becoming friends to now the new platform is being brothers. And I just love John, and he knows that we talk quite often. Well, all of us talk often, but he's just been one of those guys who has really just inspired so many, and everybody just looks up to him, and we just love him.
I concur. Monty, what about you?
Dear John, thank you for being the best host in America. John has been a big influence on my life personally and privately. When I went through some of the things through my dark clouds within the last 6 months, even the times that were rough, John and Paul McLean have been there, but John's been there to be in my corner, be in my ear, give me some words of wisdom, words of encouragement, and motivate me to keep going. He makes life easy for me on the camera and off the camera. He transitions well as a host, and our chemistry just clicked from day one. And I think that having John in my life and him being the best host in America, couldn't ask for a better host, and I'll take him over anybody in America. So, John, I love you. Thank you for always being you.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Y'all trying to make me cry. I'm not crying today.
We know you make me cry. We know we can make you cry.
That was my intent.
I'm not crying today. It was close.
Hey,
but
man, I'll cry
not
with you if you want to cry.
Nah, I'm not doing that today.
So go ahead and talk a little bit, Dear John, about how you have been transformed by working with the three of them.
Wow. Okay, now you're really gonna make me cry.
And that's okay.
These guys, like, literally, when I say they are my family, they are my family. Like, I have friends that I've had for 20, 30, 40 years, and I'm not as close to them as I am with these guys. There's not a day we don't talk. In a short, it's been a year, but in a relatively short period of time, these guys know me better than anybody, probably outside of my wife. They get it. And like, we're always honest and transparent with each other. And we might not always agree on everything, but we always it's all in love. Like we all know that everything that we do comes from love. Paul and I spend more time on the phone than, like, my wife will tell you. She's like, I talk to him more than I talk to her. Like, I can literally, like, I know if I wanted to, I needed to, I could pick up the phone at 3-4 o'clock in the morning and call Paul, and Paul's going to pick up the phone. Like, that's the relationship that we have. McLean, literally, I love this guy. Like, people have no idea what McLean did for me when the pandemic first started and we were in CQ. When there was a moment where I was going through a very dark period and I kind of pulled back. Like, I stopped coming to the club. I wasn't really into the music. I was dealing with some stuff. And McLean didn't even know me. We weren't even talking like that. And he literally reached out to me and said, hey, you know, I haven't seen you in the club. I just want to make sure you're okay. And, you know, I just want to check on you, make sure you're good. And that meant everything to me. Like, it really, to this day, I still tear up because of the fact that this person that I never knew, that I chatted with a few times in the club, missed me enough to reach out and say, you know, I just want to make sure you're okay. Like, that means the world to me. Monty said, we had a relationship previously in regards to, like, I come on to his show. We connected through my nephew, but I saw and I see the shine in Monty. There are big things coming for him. He's a smart kid. He's a great kid. And my thing is, I wanted to help him as much as I possibly could. You know, whether it's being a big brother or mentor, whatever it is, I just wanted to be there in his corner because I see bright things for him. And I have a brother, but I don't have a little brother. So it was like a big thing for me to have a little brother, that's somebody that I could mentor and share this knowledge with. So they've all impacted me in different ways. And when we say this is a brotherhood, this is truly a brotherhood. Like, there is not a day that, like I said, there's not a day that goes by that we don't talk to each other. And we're going to be like family. We're going to fight. We're going to argue. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, it's us. And we're doing this for a reason. And so, like I said, the influence that these guys have had on me, I can't even, like I said, I really can't I'm not crying. I can't get into it of what these guys mean to me. I know that I found brothers and family for life, which if you tell people, like, you met these guys and we've never met in person, they would probably be like, the story's just insane. But that's what it is. I love these guys. Like I said, I truly do, from the bottom of my heart. I can't thank them enough. Paul for keeping me honest and focused. Like, every time I say this is not my lane, Paul is like, no, this is exactly where you're supposed to be. And he's always encouraged that. He's always pushed that in me. And I couldn't ask for anything more than that.
Wow. Fantastic.
Yep. Y'all know I had to do a hat change, right? I had to do a hat change. I had to do a Dirk. I had to do a little bit of a Dirk tribute to Dirk. Do a little hat change real quick.
With the hat
Good,
change,
I'm
here for it.
I could dry these tears while you changing your hat.
That's
Right.
That's why I did it. That's why I do it. I know when it's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, damn, let me find another hat. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. But, you know, the thing is, I think, you know, it's really important, the fact that you all do this and that you all talk like this. And there's before I go to my next point, let's see. So David Benjamin Eccles says, so are you trying to be smart there? So the page to actually they go live from, that's your page, correct, John? It is John Copeland on Instagram. Okay, so John Copeland
23 at Instagram.
Okay, John Copeland Jr. 23 on IG is where you can watch it, and that will be live tonight at 9 p.m. So there you go, fellow Bison. And let's see. Tony Mobley asked this: is there any reason that the Gentleman's Corner is not on Facebook? He's just asking.
That's a great question, Tony. And that's, you know, we had a discussion about that actually, was it this week we were talking about that?
Yeah, it was.
We need to put up a Facebook page. in regard to that. So that is something that's coming. So you probably see something in the next couple of weeks here.
Wait,
Fantastic.
you're putting that on me again. When you said next couple of weeks, now that means I got to scramble now to do this. Okay.
You're Tony.
Why
Stark.
why Monty call me Tony Stark?
That's your
And now
job.
I'm screwed. Yeah, I'm screwed. Okay.
I mean,
we do have a YouTube. We have a YouTube page. And stuff.
Listen, I'm
non-technical guys always put it on the tech guy. Okay, I got it.
Right.
but what else are you, I
unintentional
mean,
host. You do the rest of that stuff.
if they can't lean on you, Paul, who can they lean on?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're right.
You saw the trouble I had to get on. But I know you don't want me to do it.
No, we'll never be on there.
McLean, I prayed over your phone before you got on.
So did I before.
But it's gonna be better days though. Better days are coming.
Better days are coming. And Debbie Dar has put a drink box and some bento boxes for each one of you. So go ahead and grab those. Serena is asking us not to dock her pay for being late because she was serving food on Georgia Avenue. For those of you who don't get it, it's a DC thing. I used to live in DC, so I get it. Okay,
it's a
Georgia
DC thing. Yeah,
it's a DC thing. Okay, I get it.
Oh goodness!
Fantastic. Serena also says props on going live for Gentleman's Corner. Have great and relevant content and be consistent throughout the pandemic. So thank you so much for that, Serena. And look who is here, the livest man on earth, Dr. Vibe. Greetings to you. He does epic conversations almost every day of the week. Thank you, Dr. Vibe. Yolanda Lattimore, I see you here. Yolanda Lattimore is also here. And Serena Will says, wardrobe change on the hats. That's what they do, yo. That's what they do. So I want to keep going because I do have a question that's kind of related to this whole thing, this whole this camaraderie that you all have. I don't know if you've ever read Bell Hooks, but Bell Hooks, some in the late 90s, early 2000s, wrote a book called Salvation, Black People in Love. And she said that in her book, that one of the reasons that many of the social action movements don't do as well as they're supposed to do is because they lack a love ethic. And from watching you all every day, or well, every week, there is not a time that you all leave that you all don't say, I love you. And I think that is critically important for men to hear, for Black men to hear in particular. How important is it for you to put that out there in public to show that Black men can show love towards each other?
McLean, go ahead. You got that.
Honestly, it's very important. Go ahead, McLean. Yeah, McLean, you because you
this is McLean's lane. This is McLean's lane right there. That's his lane. Go ahead, bro.
Okay, put me on the spot. But anyway, no. No, but this is so important because what it does is just shows everyone that there's a sense of unity. Love is unity. Love brings everyone together, and people like to be around people that love them and the people that show them love. So that's the reason why we say I love you, and we say it multiple times, simply because we want people to know that we have built this relationship on a virtual foundation, and you still can absolutely love somebody, because once you're transparent, you can't get any better than that. Transparency is the key to so many things, and that's why relationships can go fluent if everyone in both parties they're just transparent. So just letting somebody know that you care or appreciate them on every level just by saying I love you, that goes a long way, and that just gives the energy and the vibe that we need to to get through things that we all dealing with on personal levels ourselves.
And to piggyback on that, Paul and I have had this, and we've all had this conversation, and Paul and I had this conversation initially, is that, especially older, as we're a little bit older, so we were raised in a way that our parents didn't, as a man, you weren't supposed to show love. Like, you weren't supposed to show your emotions and your vulnerability and things of that nature. And that's what is missing. Like, it is okay for you to cry. It is okay for you to tell another man that you love him and you care about him. And we need that, because we have to break these generational curses of saying, oh, well, I need to be hard and I need to be a certain way. And, I can't show my emotions and I can't do this and I can't do that, because it's not healthy. It's not healthy for us. It's not healthy for our children. It's not healthy for our relationships. So one of the things about this show and what we've always tried to be is transparent. And that even means with our emotions. We love each other. We genuinely love each other. So we're going to tell each other that we love each other several times a day, or several times a show. But we want it to help people understand that it is okay, especially with everything that's going on now. Like, we've been through so much trauma and there's so many things that are going on that we need more of that. We need to be able to tell each other that we love each other, because it's easy to say, oh, well, I can say that tomorrow. I don't want to say that right now. Well, if that person's not here tomorrow, then what? Now where are you at? So we express our love to each other genuinely, openly, publicly. It doesn't matter. This is who we are. And we want other people to understand that it is okay. Like, it is okay. We want you to teach your sons and your grandsons and your daughters and everybody. We want you to understand that it's okay for you to tell someone that you love them. And there's no wrong time and there's no right time to do it. If that's what you're feeling at the time, you need to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Your show gives everyone, but particularly men, permission to show emotions beyond anger. I think it's really important that your show gives men permission to show love. So thank you for that. And Serena Wills is loving this, even though she's supposed to be running the food truck. She's saying, y'all are about to make me cry. So no, this is actually very touching. Very sweet. Okay, and I see that the light from the side of the window is that time of year, so I'm gonna have to block off that for next week. But yeah, weird. So here we go. Also, Bryant Garvin is saying, without these four guys, I would have never launched Chubb Brownies the way I did. My hat goes out to the four gentlemen. Monty, Godson, is turning into a beast of an analyst, and he loves you all.
Right,
Brian,
we love
you,
me too, Brian.
Yeah,
bro.
Man.
Yeah, and we love those brownies, bro. We love those brownies.
Yeah,
we just appreciate. We just appreciate we had a platform for him to come on to, display his business, and it was just this platform that we did that. We did an entrepreneur show, and so we were just able to let those entrepreneurs shine, and we were that's what we're here for, to help and motivate and push people out to do what they need to do for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the entrepreneur show, that was fantastic. I want to ask you about that. Let me take a few more comments. No, we're good. I'm about to let me go with this. So I want to ask you about when you did that entrepreneur show, that segment. I think it was over a couple of weeks. What was the impetus? What was the inspiration to do that? Why?
Well, when you looked at the entrepreneur show, we started working on everybody in CQ had started, businesses. So everybody in Club Quarantine started up with businesses, and we were like, you know what? We need to spotlight those businesses because we knew that they were great. I mean, I have a closet full of, Virginia Blue. We have Brian Young, creative. He had some shirts out there. And we were like, you know what? Derek had his shirts out there. And so we were like in seed. So we started to say, you know what? Let's show them. We didn't make anything off of them, but we wanted to show that, hey, look at these creative people and look at what they're doing. And so we took 2 days back to back right around the holiday season to support and show our support and show our love for those, those people who wanted to pop up and do pop-up shows. We are going to do another one this year also, again, just to show, the creativeness, because, we have to embrace each other. And, people look at CQ and they go, hey, Club Quarantine, it's a movement. It's a society. It's a group of people that have come together, and we love each other, and we're a family, So, but by the gentleman being able to have the platform to show just that and be able to bring out those talents. You know, there were some young ladies on there that Monty hosted the youth, you know, moving the future part of it, you know, and then duo collab with her candles. You know, there were such great, you know, there were such great entrepreneurs that came out of CQ, and we just needed to spotlight and let them shine, and that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to let them shine.
Right,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we definitely did. We wanted support. You know, especially, you know, these are small businesses. A lot of these businesses came out of club quarantine, and so we wanted to show them support and put them on a platform that people could see them. That maybe if you're not really like a big club quarantine person, it was like, oh wow, I didn't even know these people existed. So that was the main thing. Like, we've always done this to help other people, and this was what the Entrepreneur Show was a part of that. Like, we wanted to spotlight these businesses and help, you know, give them a leg up and put their products out there and show them to an audience that maybe they might not reach. And it actually was a very good thing. Like, a lot of people enjoyed it, and, you know, they're looking forward to the next one. We're looking forward to the next one. So it's something we're going to continue to do is support our community, because if we don't, who is? Like, that's really what it comes down to.
Say it, John. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. I'm sorry. I was typing in. Look, I'm trying to sit back so this damn light isn't shining. So I look like a damn fool with the thing now, but, you know, of course the light is there. So next week, I'm going to have to cover that window. Of course, when I have guests, the sun wants to make me look foolish, but that's okay. Here we go. All right. So here we go. I put in the chat for those of you that want to watch. They are going to be on IG tonight on @JohnCopelandJr.23 every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. For those of you on the West Coast, that is 6 p.m. PT. So just subtract for everybody else in the middle and you'll get it. So let's see. So Chubb's Brownie, let's see. Serena said, we need Chubb's Brownies on the MediaScope food truck. Let's chat. Let's make it happen. Chubb's Brownies.
Can't go wrong.
Right.
Can't go wrong with the brownies.
You will love them.
Get the variety pack. Get the variety pack, and you will love it.
Guarantee.
Seriously, I can't
Guarantee.
wait. I can't wait. I've heard so many good things about it. So he's like, for sure, let's chat. We will chat, sir. We're gonna chat. Well, so finally, as we wind down, because it's 7:01 and you all have to go, and I know that we want to make sure that you have time to get ready so that you can entertain us tonight and bring some great conversation towards us tonight. Is there anything else that you want to leave with the audience? Like, for example, all right, tonight you have a show. What can we expect from the Gentleman's Corner tonight?
Well, I'll say this. What you're going to expect is this is the final. We're wrapping up our final series on the future of the black man. And so we're going to discuss about our experiences, because everything comes from, so we're not professionals. So everything comes from our own life experiences. So I need to make sure we say that. We're not psychologists. We're not therapists. We speak from real life experiences that come from what we deal with. So we're going to talk about our dealings in just the workplace and how we've been treated as a black man, or how we've excelled or we've been stifled or whatever it may be. But tonight's show is going to be about that. And then on Clubhouse tomorrow, we're going to wrap in, since we didn't do Clubhouse last week, we're going to wrap in the black man's role in the family. And then we're going to talk about the workplace. We're going to wrap both of those in as one for Clubhouse tomorrow. But it's just really about our experiences, talking about what we dealt with and what we have to look at, and how, teaching our children what they need to look at moving forward as they go into the workplace. And so it's going to be really more about, it's just about our experiences just as being, black men in these roles and just dealing with the day-to-day life of working out here in corporate America.
Yeah, absolutely, bro.
Right. And what you always get from us is transparency and honesty. That's just what we're based on. And so, we want to share these experiences because these are conversations that not everybody is privy to. And that was one of the reasons why we created the show, because, and Paul and I, like I said, we had this conversation till early in the morning, is that especially lately, it seems men and women talk at each other and they're not talking to each other. So they're not. There's a disconnect somewhere in there, and with that, they don't know what we think. They're not understanding what we're saying and what have you. So what we're bringing is everything from a male perspective to help you understand the men in your life, whether it's your son, your father, your boyfriend, your husband, what have you. We're bringing it from a male perspective to say these are the conversations that we're having. When, that's why we came up with the whole thing of the cigar bar idea. Like when we're sitting around and we're having cigars and we're smoking and drinking, these are the conversations that we have. And we want women in general and even men to be privy to these conversations and ask questions, engage with these things, because there's a lot going on out there, especially now. This year, let's call it what it is. It's been hell. And we've been through a lot of stuff in regards to racism and social justice and injustice and all of this stuff going on. And we need to pull together to help solve some of these things. So that means that we need to have these conversations. We need to be open and be transparent and talk about these things. So with the Gentleman's Corner, you're always going to get transparency. You're always going to get honesty. There's going to be a rawness to it. Like I said, and Paul, myself, McLean, even Monty, we've all cried on this show. We're not afraid to show our emotions. We're not afraid to peel back these layers. It's helped us all. Like, that's just what it is. And our thing is, we always want you to take something away from the show. When you leave the show after the hour, we want you to be like, wow, you know what? That was a great show. I took this from that. Then that means that we've done what we came to do. And that's going to continue.
Yep. Yeah.
And I also want to add, it's a safe haven for everyone.
Yes.
It's a no judgment zone. We come in. This is the reason why it's there, for everybody to come in, give your experiences, and it's a safe zone, no judgment. And that's the reason why it's so successful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There might be some foul language, but at times it might be. But we encourage people to bring their kids and listen, because bring young adults, bring teenagers, because everybody needs to hear this, and they need to hear it from us, because we've been stifled and we've been quiet for so long that we just need to be heard. And right now is the time to be heard, so we need to do it.
Right.
Absolutely. And heard you are being. I am. Please promise me you'll come back to the show, because you all are absolutely phenomenal.
Anytime you want.
Just let us know. Anytime back.
Come back.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And for those of you who are still looking for food and libation, this is the last call for the food truck. It is closing up soon. She's heading to the National Harbor. So you best get your food now.
I need some crab legs or something, some crab cakes.
I know, right?
The harbor.
No, don't even bring that.
I'm in Texas. I got no phone.
I know, right? So Sarita asked,
Bro, I'm in Arizona. We don't see that out here.
You have no water in Arizona. Forget about crabs. Sarita Wills asks when the next entrepreneur show is going to be.
That's good. I mean, we did the last one. Go ahead, John. You think close to holidays? Well, I was trying to think, because we did the last one close to the Christmas time, so that people go do that. So it's going to be close to the holidays, because we've got to get your Christmas shopping in when we did the last one. So we got a little bit of time before we do it, but yeah, it'll probably be close to holidays. So we want to definitely have people buy stuff for Christmas and everything else. So yeah.
Fantastic. That makes a lot of sense. And thank you, Miss Mo, for saying that I rock. Thank you. You rock even harder. Thank you so much. Gentlemen, okay, before we go, can I have this light is like not trying to let me be great. So before we go, can you tell us how we can reach you if people want to reach out to you on social? Can each one of you give your social handles, whether it's IG or whatever you'd like?
So my IG handle is Paul G _DT. So it's Paul G _DT. I do a thing called Daily Thought. So there's Daily Thought videos out there. So yeah, just look for me at Paul G _DT on IG, and you can reach out to us. You'll find our IG page out there for the Gentleman's Corner. Now, Gentleman's Corner live page is the_gentleman_corner_live. So it's a long one. So just reach out to me. You'll find the page.
Fantastic. All right, John, let's go with John next.
Yeah, you can find me on IG, John Copeland Jr. 23. That's probably the best place to reach me. I spend most of my time there. I do have a Facebook page. I think it has the same title, so it's under the same thing. But I'm more on IG than anything else. So you can always reach out, DM me in regards to that. And like Paul said, you can always reach out to us on the Gentleman's Corner. I try to answer every DM I get. So that's why I don't sleep sometimes, but that's okay.
All right, let's go with McLean next.
On IG, it's at I am RL McLean. Trust me, if you DM me, you will get a response. So just hit me up at any time. Again, at I am RL McLean. That's MCCLAIN.
Fantastic. And ladies, don't say he said that you could slide into the DMs. That's not what he meant. That's not what he meant. So don't say you heard it here. That's not what he meant. Monty, go ahead. Look, I'm sure it does. I'm sure your DMs are flooded with people trying to holler and slide in. I am sure. But I'm not going to be responsible for that. That's what I'm saying.
Just remember, John's married. John's married.
Yeah.
The rest of us are single. So John's the only married. The rest are single.
Don't do that.
Yes.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't
You
do
do
that.
not want to wake up the beast.
You
trust me.
Warning.
Trust me, you don't want that. Trust me, you don't know.
You don't want that smoke.
No.
We don't want that smoke.
No.
I fear her.
I think we all do. We love her, but fear her.
We do.
A healthy
We do.
fear.
Yeah,
Monty,
Yeah.
what are your social handles? How can people reach you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Monty Moss 3, MONTY. So people spell my name MONTE. Monty Moss 3. I'm on Twitter also, Monty_Moss 3, and Facebook as well. But I'm not really on Facebook, but IG, you can really, that's where I'm reaching at. If you hit me up, I'll reply back within a short amount of time, depending on my schedule. I won't be like McLean and hit you back maybe a week later or maybe 2 weeks later.
Yeah. He didn't say that he'll hit you
on
up
social media.
2 weeks later.
I respond
Yeah,
to all DMs.
Yeah, it just takes a while.
Okay.
To get to him.
Now I have to put this out there, ladies. Monty is in his 20s. Don't be trying to slide in his DMs and you're 56 years old and said that don't do it. Don't do it. I'm just telling you now. Don't say I told you to do it. Okay? But seriously, thank you so much for coming here. Oh, and now the sun wants to go down. Okay. But thank you so much for coming here. I am really, really excited. I can't wait to have you back. And even more, I can't wait to see what the Gentleman's Corner does next and where you go next. Blessings to all of you, and thank you for being here.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
MC Curtis, are you still here? Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
MC Curtis, are you still here?
I am. Great show.
You didn't let me add any last words, MC.
Fantastic show.
Any final words, MC?
Fantastic show.
I think he's had enough at the food truck. He's recovering.
Exactly. Not just the food either. It's the libation. Anyway, guys. We're all going to head off, guys. Stay on. Don't leave once we get off. Just stay on for a moment. But you guys out there in the MediaScope audience, thank you so much for being here. You all absolutely rock. Everybody that was on Facebook Live, on LinkedIn Live, on Twitter, on WJMSradio.com, on YouTube, because we're on YouTube as well. And all of you that are listening on Gospel 107.1 FM in Nassau, Bahamas, and Jamaica, thank you all so much for being here. I love you for watching. I bid you adieu. MC Curtis, the MediaScope family, the Gentleman's Corner, and myself and this damn son, We are all exiting stage left. See you guys next week. Cheers.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Fed up with the same news, no channel to use. Cruise control mentalities, here we offer you. We gon' show you a new way. The content, it never strays from positive and uplifting. Once a week, the scope gifted. With the presence of your eyes, what a distraction. Beautiful to soul, especially in action. This year, not ration. Came in abundance.